Yeah, I've tried World Famous one. What's up, Jason? It's not top heavy at all, JJ. All the weight is literally down here, and it's very light. It's not actually that big. I mean, it's about the length of my hand. Say it's the same size as the Solnova Unlimited. Maybe just a tiny bit longer. But it feels nice. It has no, not top heavy at all. Find the place to put this design at. This is that's the design. Yeah. Move my chair over. Okay. Yeah, it definitely does have power, Jason. It's very powerful. Um, I was live on Instagram yesterday. Uh, did a whole piece with it, but Mr. Jason over here doesn't have social media, so sucks for you, man. Because the piece that I did was pretty badass. It was also a Friday the 13th piece. I'm very happy with the way that it came out. When I get done with this live here, Jason, I'll send you a picture and a short video clip. You could always go on my Instagram and look at it. Um, but I think to do that, you actually have to have an Instagram account, which you deleted your account. So I don't know why you're scared of social media, bro. You know, let people know who you are, dude. I don't know what you fear, but there is nothing to fear. Believe me, ain't nobody watching you if that's what you're afraid of. If you if they wanted to find you, you would have been found, bro. Really, really quick. You heard me, Jason? Get with the program, bro. It's 2021, not 1992. Yeah, everybody out there, man, if you guys are looking for a inexpensive wireless machine that just fucking chill, that just works well, hits just right, has a very, very wide power range, this machine is definitely for you. Because it is really super awesome. The This is the CNC Wii Pen. Um, yeah, I started working with the company again because I feel like, they have some products out there that are really good. Like the Quill cartridges are phenomenal. I've I've loved using them, and sometimes there are days when I prefer to use these cartridges over any other cartridges that I have. And that's simply because they're very comfortable to work with. They have a wide range of sizes, and I like the comfortability of the cartridge casing. It's very, very comfortable to hold with this grip here, kind of like another manufacturer that we know of, right? Except these are white. The luxury of synthetic skin, cleaning it continuously. Oh man. Alright. This right here. Very, very easy to line with this machine, man. And you guys know, for those of you that work on synthetic skin, you have to work it more. You have to push a little more, so I wouldn't even have to apply this amount of pressure that I would be using on real skin. So that's definitely one thing that is definitely different between synthetic skin and actual real human skin. But as you can see, this machine just puts it in with one shot. which is very, very impressive. You know, I've tried so many machines on synthetic skin, and a lot of times you'll pull a line even with the decent amount of pressure, that line won't even be there because the machine doesn't have enough power to push through the synthetic skin, and you have to go over and over your line, you know, to get the desired level of line weight, and you know, just for it to be like solid black, you know. But with this machine, I am literally tattooing like I would be tattooing on regular skin, and it puts it in with ease, you know. It's very, very nice. I'm pleasantly surprised with it. JJ, if you're still watching, and go out and get this machine, dude. You will be happy. For 300 bucks, I very highly recommend it. And if you could find the kit of this on Amazon, where you get, I think, like a sample pack of the quill cartridges with it, a 50, it's like 50 in a pack, and then you get the 3 stroke wheels that it comes with. So you can have a 3 millimeter stroke, a 3.5, and a 4 millimeter stroke. And man, will I tell you that that 4 millimeter stroke hits like a freight train. And the 3 millimeter stroke is awesome. It's so nice and soft. But I am using the 3.5 right now. That is my uh, preferred stroke to work with. I feel more comfortable with it because I can do everything with it, and I don't have to worry about, you know, oh, am I gonna get some smooth black and gray, or am I gonna be able to put in color solid? But mind you, a lot of people, they like to work with longer strokes, or they like to work with shorter strokes. And everyone is always searching for that one stroke that's going to do everything for them. Really, it's your hand speed, hand motion, and amount of pressure that you put into the skin that will do everything for you, you know? Any machine can do anything. I used a Cheyenne Hawk, the first Cheyenne machine that was available in the United States, which had a 2.5 millimeter stroke. I used that machine for years, and then the Cheyenne Spirit came out, and that had a 2.5 millimeter stroke, and I was I was able to do everything with it. I had no issues aligning or anything, you know. But when you have a shorter stroke, you got to set your needle depth a lot shorter, because the longer your needle is coming out of your tube tip or your cartridge needle tip, the more that you're going to snag the skin up. So that always ends up turning into an issue, and people are like, oh man, I can't work with a short stroke machine. Well, you can if you learn how to work with it. You know, when I first started using rotary machines, my first rotary machines were the Pneumo machines. They were the ones that ran off of air power. And those were different. I found that you couldn't line with them for shit. They sucked for lining. Even though Carson Hill was like, well, I don't have a problem lining with them. Yeah, because you build all your lines up. You don't pull single pass lines, and you couldn't single pass line with that machine for anything. You know, it was just too soft. It had no amount of actual good power behind it. And after the Numa, I started using Stigma rotary machines. I used the Hyper V2 and the Hyper V3 for a while, and at the same time I ended up getting a Cheyenne Hawk. And the Cheyenne Hawk was a little bit weird for me because I didn't fully understand how to use it because the stroke on it was so short. And like I was just saying, you know, coming from a coil machine background, you know, I always hung my needle way out there, maybe like 3 millimeters from my tube tip, and it was difficult to really understand how to work with the machine. I didn't realize at first why I had, you know, to run the machine a different way. I wasn't able to, you know, get the clean lines that I was getting when I was working with coil machines. And eventually I figured out that I had to run my needle depth really, really short. And once I figured out how to do that properly, and also, you know, being able to realize that I had to, you know, move my hand pace a lot quicker when working with a shorter needle hang, or should I say needle depth, because it's very easy to go too deep and blow the lines out, because at first it's not very easy to see your needle itself, and a lot of people, you know, have difficulty with that and tend to make a lot of mistakes when they first start out tattooing, and they don't understand why they blow the lines out. Well, to avoid blowouts, you need to adjust your hand speed. And once you learn how to adjust your hand speed correctly, those blowouts will disappear within your line work. So okay, you guys have some questions. What machine is this? This machine is the CNC Tattoo. It is the Wii pen. You could find it under the X-WE pen on Amazon or on CNC Tattoo's website. It also is going by the M-Wii pen, so they have two versions. The older version is the X-Wii pen, and the grip here, this grip that I have wrapped up, is not removable from the machine. So you could remove just the back here. The battery comes off. It just magnetically attached to the machine here. I'm going to be doing a review on this, and you guys will see all the options that you have with this machine. So there's a lot. So the new one that I'm using now, this is the M-Wii machine, and it has the ability to remove that grip now, and you could autoclave it or whatever, you know, disinfect it with surface disinfectant if you don't have, you know, an autoclave to sterilize with. And, you know, that's a good thing. The motor itself could be removed, and you could switch out the cams. Does the machine have give? It has give, yes. It has slight give, which is perfect and enough. It's just enough give to where it doesn't really feel like it's too soft or too hard. But the good thing about it, Jason, is that when you use it in the different strokes, the give decreases or increases. For example, the 4mm stroke will be more powerful, and it has a little bit less give because it's a longer throw. The 3mm stroke, because it's shorter, has a feeling of a bit more give because it's a shorter stroke. Adam Joseph, in response to your question, yes. As far as CNC and all their Chinese products, blah blah blah, what changed my mind? So yeah, CNC got in touch with me about my issues with the company, and we resolved them. You know, it's a new year, it's a new me, and I decided to work with the company again. They provided proof that all of their Fall Harbor motors are fully authentic and original. They showed me receipts for thousands of motors that were purchased through Fall Harbor. All the prices matched up, so I can't say that they're using, you know, faulty, or should I say fraudulent or fake Fall Harbor motors, because they are not. Now, as far as motors go, listen, guys, all motors fail eventually. Whether you have a machine from CNC, or you have a machine from Cheyenne, or you have a machine from Stigma Rotary or FK Irons. You know, I've had a Zion that with a motor that failed. I had a Stigma Stylist with a motor that failed within 3 days, 2 days to be exact. To be honest, the motor just burned out, and you know that was a $700 machine, and I was like, what? And I've had cheap machines that I've tested that have lasted for over a year with no issues, you know? So, motors are electronic devices. It's not a coil machine where you have a circuit relay that's pretty much two magnetic coils that, as long as you take care of the coil core tops, the armature bar, and the springs, and you keep those looking good, you know, the machine will never die on you. You'll have a coil machine for the rest of your life, and it'll always work well. I'm using a Mummy pen that I like, but looking for a wireless setup, so this might be a contender in terms of being reliable and built on. Yeah, I'll tell you right now that this machine is definitely a great wireless setup. You might want to wait until my full review for it, so you can, you can get it. But one thing that I like about it is that the grip here, I don't know if, can you guys hear me well? Because I got my headphones on in my ears, and I'm playing music through them. Someone say if you can hear me or not. I guess JJ said thanks for the input, so I'm assuming that you heard it. You've been hearing what I'm saying. JJ, yeah, I'm looking for a new wireless machine. There is a new Easy Porters Gen 2 wireless battery insertion, like Sonova Unlimited. Yeah, I'm not crazy about that Easy Porters pen at all, to be honest. Thank you, Adam. Feel the failed motor thing. The nature of the display, it all comes down to the customer service of the company. Okay, so as far as customer service goes, if you buy CNC products, Easy Tattoo products, whatever you buy on Amazon, is the company is only going to provide you with 6 months of warranty because it was purchased through Amazon. Now, if you purchase it direct through the company through China, then you're going to get a year warranty. But you're going to have to wait 3 weeks to a month, possibly, for the stuff to get here. So that's the difference. Well, if you're purchasing through Amazon, you're going to get your product much quicker. So it all depends on the route that you want to go and the type of warranty that you want to have. So with this machine, let me show you guys something. What I like is that when I turn the grip, I don't have, the needle cartridge doesn't spin like every other machine. So that's one advantage that I like. And also the adjustment is backwards. So normally you would turn this way and the needle cartridge would come out further, but here it goes in, and turning the opposite direction, the needle cartridge comes out. So that's one thing to remember with this machine. And it is a click grip, so that's nice as well. So yeah, you know. Yo, what's up, Giordano? Mr. Giordano, locked down in the UK over there in London. Yo, Giordano, I've been talking with that tattoo show, and me and them are gonna do a YouTube video together soon. So that's gonna be dope. I've been talking to Chris Harrison a lot. He's a really cool dude. All of you guys definitely should go check that channel out. It's called That Tattoo Show. You've got Chris Harrison over there and Paul Porter. For you guys that don't know who Paul Porter is, it's pretty much the guy who, you know, created the Brother Pocket Jet for everyone to use as a stencil printing machine. So, you know, I'm excited about that. And I'm not exactly sure when that's gonna happen, but hopefully sooner than later. So one thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the new Stigma Force machine, which is the new wireless machine from Stigma Rotary, and you know it's probably one of the most amazing machines out in the industry right now because it has so many options. It has 3 levels of digital responsive give, like the Solnova Unlimited, but 3 different levels of it. It's a full responsive mode, but you have 3 different responsive modes. Then it has a continuous mode where the motor runs like, you know, like it does in the FK Irons Flux or the Cheyenne regular Solnova, not the wireless. And then it has a boost mode where the machine itself runs and adjusts the speed of the machine while you're tattooing. So pretty much if it feels that, you know, skin has a lot of, for example, like if you're working in an area that's difficult, and the machine will be able to feel that through the resistance, and it literally adjusts the power of the machine, making the machine hit stronger and harder while you're tattooing. So these are amazing, crazy things. The machine itself also has 5 different presets where you can keep your, you know, presets set in. For example, if you want to be at 6 volts, 8 volts, 4 volts, or, you know, whatever you prefer. If you want to have one preset that has digital give on it, which will be set to whatever, like digital give 1, 2, or 3. And then you could have another preset that's that the machine is running in boost mode. And, you know, then you could have another preset where the machine is running in just regular constant motor mode. And on top of that, it has the machine itself, and you could go to stigma-rotary.com and check it out. The machine has a swappable battery where you can also attach a little RCA pack right on top of it and run it right off an RCA cord. Of course, you won't be able to use the the digital enhanced features that it has when you do just run it off an RCA cable. But you know, if you find that your battery died on it and you want to, you know, set the battery aside and work with like a really small sized machine, because the machine is small without the battery pack. It's literally like this big, like literally this big, like just the size of this. So it's less than half the size of this machine that I'm working with right now. Also, it has pass-through charging, so you can fully work with the machine while you're tattooing with a USB-C cord connected to it. The battery also supports USB-C fast charge, which is pretty much quick charge, just like the Flux does. And you can literally charge the battery in 45 minutes from dead, with of course a high-speed charger at a maximum of 65 watts. So, you know, these are all just superbly amazing things. I think that's probably one of the best machines on the market right now, to be honest. But it is $1,200. So if you don't have that kind of money, did I get mine already? No, Yordanov. I had a prototype that I tested for 2 weeks, and then I sent it back. They asked me specifically not to film any video with it, not to show anyone anything about it, just to test it and give my opinion about what needed to be adjusted or changed. And at the time, the prototype model did not have a few features, like the battery pack was not removable on it, and it it didn't have the boost mode inside of it as well. So, you know, I tested it and I found that with all the features that it has, you know, it has motion control as well, and the battery pack has a digital display where you can easily adjust everything completely on it, and you don't have to, you know, work with an application with it, like the Flux requires an app for the machine to have the features that it has. You know, which, you know, if you don't use iOS, you can't use the application that supports the Flux, because it only works on Apple devices right now. So literally, FK Irons is forcing you to buy an Apple device. And, you know, I don't know if you read my post here, Donna, lately, but I'm pretty much done with Apple. I can't fuck with that company anymore. I'm just sick of all the stupid security issues that they themselves have, and, you know, not being able to use a cracked version of Photoshop is just like, wait, what? So yeah, I went back to Windows and I got myself a Surface Pro 7 with, you know, and I installed Photoshop with no issues, downloaded right from the piratebay.org. Yep. And it works flawlessly. I have the 2020 version, I have no issues at all, and it's completely free. You heard that, Apple? Completely free. Does anybody else have a question? Yeah, I'm done with them since iPhone 4 came out. Honestly, the iPhone 4 and the iPhone 5 were probably my favorite iPhones. Jailbreaking those was awesome, dude. Like, I was able to run all kinds of applications through it, and, the only reason that I really ever stuck with Apple for a long time is simply because, I started doing development on the side. I had a couple of applications that I designed and had put out within the App Store. One of the apps was called Action Cam, which back then no mobile phone manufacturer had a camera that had the ability to take long exposure shots. So I designed an application that could do it. And the application did great, and I did make some money off of it. But then every mobile manufacturer decided, oh well, you know what? Let's just put this technology right into our phones. So the application designers and makers can no longer make these apps. So that of course sucked for me, and I had to whatever design another app, which I never ended up doing, unfortunately. But I am working on an app now that I've been working on for probably 2 years. It's also another camera application. But as far as what it does, I can't really tell anybody. So, yeah. Because if I start saying stuff, then, you know, my my invention might get taken away. And somebody else might be like, oh, you know what, I'll just make that my damn self. Vision can go fuck himself. Yeah. So I've kept a lot of things to myself and haven't let my excitement get to my head and just start spilling the beans on everything that I do. Um, I'm going to be doing a giveaway soon. Huh, YouTube just block that message, Giordano. I've always hated Apple, no matter how hard they try to polish shit, it's still shit. Yeah, YouTube blocked that comment. I had to literally click it to show it. Watch what you say, Giordano, because you might get banned or restricted. Be careful, bro. I'm just letting you know. They're always watching, my dude. You should know better, Giordano. They're always watching, right? Yo, Giordano, when are you gonna come out of lockdown already, man? Like, you guys in the UK are like locked down for what? They locked you all down forever? Shit's crazy. coming together now, huh? No one knows. Well, Boris Johnson will announce some stuff on the 22nd. Hopefully, let us know what's up. I'm not sponsored by Industry Inc., Austin Hillville. I've never said I was sponsored by Industry Inc. And no, I'm not sponsored by Industry Inc. I support Industry Inc. because I love their ink. I buy their ink. And they have sent me samples of their ink and stuff like that. But no, I am not sponsored by Industry Inc. Okay? I'm sponsored by CNC Tattoo, WJX, and Aftermath Skincare, which this is all Aftermath stuff. And I'm sponsored by the Needle Parlor Tattoo Supply. And those are my only sponsors. So CNC Tattoo, WJX, Aftermath Skincare, and the Needle Parlor. I have been talking with Industry Inc. about possibly a sponsorship, but I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. And I don't know, you know, I don't really want an ink sponsor. I prefer to be able to use whatever ink I want, you know, and yeah, thanks, Erdano. The Jason piece I did last night, yeah. Yeah, I did that all with this machine that I'm using right now, the CNC pen. I think I'm going to try to do a different angle on this for you guys. Let's see if I can figure something out here. Maybe work backwards. Oh wait, I have an idea. I could just flip the canvas skin around, right? And work upside down. Alright, let's try that. Alright, how about we do this? How's that? Yeah, check that shit out. We could definitely work this way. I like working this way better on portraits because then you're not focusing on the actual face of the design. So this way you're actually focusing on just the shapes that you're seeing. So it kind of changes the perspective of how you see things, especially when you draw or when you're, you know, trying to learn how to do portraiture and realism. I very highly recommend flipping your design in different directions, or even blocking out sections, like closing sections of your artwork out. For example, like if you do this and you just work on this area here, all you're going to see is the shape of that area, and your mind is not concentrating on all of this section. So, you know, you don't have to necessarily try to figure out, oh, does the nose look correct, or does the eye look proper, you know, or where did I mess up? So you end up concentrating more on the actual shape of every section of the tattoo, which is, you know, in my opinion, a lot better to do than just trying to, you know, figure out if the actual piece that you're working on, if its shape is correct or not. I've recently also started to use round shaders a lot within my work, like 7 round, 9 round, 11, and 14. Mostly, I would say sevens and 14s. I'm not really finding that the 9 or 11 does anything for me. I like doing a lot of my line work with the 14 shader now, especially for like bold lines. I find that lining with a round shader just gives me a nice bold line, and it's a lot easier on the skin. Doesn't damage the skin as much, and even right now, this is a 14 round shader that I'm working with right now, and you know I like using it. I'm able to get into areas of the tattoo that I wouldn't be able to do with a mag, um, necessarily. So that always tends to work out well. Ladies, you're done with. Yeah, you go to sleep. Enjoy your rest. There's there's a technique that I want to show you guys. I'm not sure if a lot of you know it, but it's something that I have learned and have kind of developed myself. So I like to run my mags out. Um, I mean, I don't know if that's very far, but it's kind of like that. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me try to bring that as close as I can. Can you guys see? That's how far I like to run my mag out. So when when I want to do solid color, so for solid color, solid saturation of whatever color, a lot of people will do circular motions. So pretty much they will do something like this, you know, right? Or this way. So counterclockwise or clockwise, and instead of moving just the wrist, move your entire arm. You know, a lot of artists will tell you that that's the best way to put solid saturation in, but this is the way that I do it and the way that I've figured out for myself. So instead of doing so my machine's not running right now, I just want to show you, instead of doing these motions or these motions, I do these motions, back and forth, and then go back and forth again, continue and go back and forth again. And almost took the battery off. So let me show you that. So instead of going this way or this way, right, which as you can see right here, let me see if I can zoom in. Hold on. Yeah, I have to change that. All right. So we'll do it here in this edge right here, so you guys could see. So for example, if normally, you know, for good solid saturation, the way an artist learns to do that, like I was saying, is, you know, going at a decent angle and doing circular motions like this or like this. So clockwise or counterclockwise, depending upon what you're trying to achieve. So if you can see that, you know, it's not really solid, because doing these type of motions is really better if you're trying to do some shading. Okay? So solid color, solid saturation. Let's do it with my technique. Forth and back and forth again. Do you see the difference between that and that? What looks darker to you guys? And I'm not even pushing hard. I'm just letting the machine work with its pressure. And also, this isn't a solid black. It's more of a opaque gray. So circular motion, or like this, side to side. It's much quicker, and you get a lot more saturation that way. Let's actually get some black over here. So let's do this again. And this is the way that I do all my solid saturation. Watch how fast. Ooh. Almost went through the skin there. You know, solid. So I'm not doing circular motions. I'm pretty much going back and forth and moving up and back. Back and forth this way. Boom, 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 boom. Like this. Once again. And you're able to go very quickly. Instead of doing these circular motions like this, which kind of will give you more of a smooth shade, I tend to use those circular motions when I want to like create a softer hue or tone of black or whatever, gray. But for solid saturation, I'm always going like this. Even with a round shader or even a round liner. So yeah, that's a little technique for you guys that want to learn how to pack color better. And of course, you could always cross hatch. Just be careful with the skin, because you can, damage the skin a lot easier. But it's a lot of a quicker way to pack the color. So when I'm doing these circular motions like this, I'm not trying to get a solid field of color. I'm more or less just trying to make a smooth transition into my area, whatever area I'm tattooing. So, and even doing something like this to kind of smooth stuff out, just kind of like a pendulum motion. Definitely something that you guys should try out. The method that I just showed you. I think that you will find that it's very beneficial. So it's like this, once again, and very easy. Solid saturation just goes in very smooth. Instead of going like this, which doesn't really create a solid field, more or less is better for shading than anything else. Like if this was actual skin, like human skin, wouldn't have to go over this so many times. Synthetic skin, like, needs to be worked a lot more than regular skin is, because obviously it's freaking rubber, you know. It's made out of silicone and tattooing different grades of silicone. All silicone is different than one another. This specific skin that I'm working with right now, I've found that it's literally some of the best, and I've used a lot of different skin out there over the years, and this stuff has been pretty awesome. Let me back out. Sorry guys. Oops. So easy to line with this machine. It's fucking awesome. Putting little textures in the eye. Giving it more depth right now. Nice. I'm gonna touch this eye up a little bit more. This is a 7-round liner that I'm using right now. Alright guys, I think I'm going to end the video here. I don't want to make these videos too long because, probably boring to watch. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate you guys. subscribing to my channel and, you know, sticking around. Let me zoom out on this. Well, I'll catch you guys later, and I'm gonna be doing a giveaway for this mummy pen soon, and I have the giveaway for the Industry Inks coming up. All of that will be before the end of the month. All right, later, y'all.